Congratulations. After you've allowed yourself to feel it, connected with your inner child, walked in your most authentic self, you've leveled up. And by level up, I mean you've became your hero, the person your future self will need, the person who strengthens your current self, and the person who will heal your former self, your hurt self, the one who needed you the most. And whether you believe it or not, the light that you walk in and the fruit that you will bear will show for itself. Now, being said, let's talk about heroes. Who is your hero? Think about it. When you were a child and the person you saw to glow the brightest, the person who you looked up to, who was that person? Were they courageous? Were they brave? Did they have a certain confidence to them? Were they funny? You pick who was that person. And now after you've done the inner work to connect to your most authentic self, that child who saw that hero and went, wow. When you connect with that child, look at yourself compared to that hero. And I'm not saying compare yourself negatively, what you lack. I'm saying compare yourself positively. Meaning, what attributes do I connect with that person? And understand that that person has lived a completely different life from you. Y'all do not share a life. Y'all will not be exactly alike in 1,000,000 years, in 3,000 different lifetimes. Y'all will never be exactly alike. But just pick at the positives. And once you've picked at those positives, and you feel like you lack in something, now you understand how to reach goals. You understand how to journal, sit down with yourself, and introspect. Meaning that if there's something about that person that you still feel like, my inner child could really use at this point in life, or my grown self, could really use at this point in life, then start doing the work, girl. Start doing the work. And at this point, you've done the work so damn good and so damn hard that it's not even that hard anymore. It's just, I still have a little bit of social anxiety. I can act like I'm this macho man sometimes, but I can't go up to, I don't know, maybe a baseball game and just start dancing. Like, people are going to think I'm weird. And I act like I don't care, but a little part of me cares. So I'm going to do the work now for 100% of me not to care. And I've lived through some shit, so as scary as that might seem, I'm gonna do it. Because at this point, I've leveled up. I've gotten, there was the surface level. I'm not drowning anymore. I can swim now. So I'm gonna start learning tricks. Just because I know I can. Somebody who was drowning for so long, through an unfair life, an unfair lifestyle, can now swim. And now that I can swim, let me show out. Let me show what type of tricks I can do. Because I have this strength. I now have this strength that people who I was once complaining wasn't fair. They have it better than me. They started with this. I'm farther back in the starting line. How am I supposed to? Now The table has flipped. They now lack this persistence, this dedication, this strength of leveling up and growing, of introspecting, this strength of being a better me every time I decide to level up. And that's the gift. That's the gift of growing. Now, you may not feel it now, but you possess this otherworldly strength that you've never seen before, because you've never lived today before, and you haven't lived tomorrow yet. So what I'm trying to say is, this next level strength will make from today on, since the day that you've leveled up, since the day you've thoroughly examined yourself and given yourself the right prescription and medication for the type of person you need, since that day, you're different. You're different now. For the better. You are different for the better. Now, here is the time for managing. Managing as in, you will feel the need that, okay, I've made it this far. You might slip. You might slip, and because you're so used to this new life that you've prayed for so long for, to have this peace within yourself, to not struggle, to not have this constant anxiety, to not be overthinking so much, there's going to be a sense of peace that you're now used to. And that peace is quiet. This silence, you are not used to it. So in this silence, you're going to be enjoying your life, maybe getting an ice cream, maybe scrolling on your phone, watching your new Netflix show, maybe doing some work. And then you're going to be like, nostalgia is going to kick in. That's what I mean. Nostalgia is going to kick in, and it's going to say, remember when we used to, I kind of miss. No. Let me remind you. So this nostalgia, let me come in first, so the nostalgia doesn't trick you to going back. Remember the lonely nights where you didn't even know who you were? Remember those negative people that you were too naive to see what their true intent was at the time? Remember those little comments people would say that you just let slide because, I don't know, maybe you were too nervous to speak up. Maybe you just brushed it over, that you were too sensitive. But you knew that environment, that mind space, those friends were not meant for you. Are you listening to me? They were not meant for you. That life is not meant for you. Now, it's okay. It is completely okay to look back and think, besides, understand that there was negative, but besides all the negativity, there was still good in my life, because now you're thinking at a more positive mindset. And that's what the nostalgia preys on. It preys on the positive mindset. You're thinking, we did laugh. Me and those friends, we did laugh at one point. Different things was good at one point. I wasn't living in 100% hell at one point. But remember, when you were there, you were. Because your mindset isn't the same. It had to change. You had to remove yourself. You had to get new friends. You had to remove friends, not even getting new friends if you haven't met the right people yet. You had to do that for you to be exactly where you are. So understand that that time period has to stay in that time period. It cannot come with you anymore. Because if it comes with you, you're going to repeat the cycle again. Now, don't take my word for it. You go see for yourself. You repeat that cycle. You go back to those friends. Hey guys, I miss y'all so much. I know all the negative things y'all did to me, but I kind of miss y'all, you know? Abandon your new self for a minute. So you can see, since you want to see so bad, you see. And then repeat the cycle again. You know what? These people don't really make me feel good. Or I'm kind of forgetting who myself is. Let me connect with my inner child. You know, let me journal a little bit. You know, let me explore some new things and let me set some new boundaries. Right back in the circle, and here you are. Welcome back to my video. Thank you for coming back. But you have to leave that past where it was. Savor your presence for what it is. Savor that peace, because you might not feel like anything is gonna happen, but little things are gonna start falling in line meant for you. Remember, you've never lived this life before. You have never lived this life before. You have never lived this life before. Today is unlike any day you have ever lived. Remember that. But now that we're done talking about the past, let's go to the future. Your hero, the person you worked so hard to achieve, what do they deserve? Your pick. Now that I can swim, let me learn how to do tricks. Now that I have this strength to change my entire life. I think some people like to call it quantum leaping. I don't know, I've researched that a little bit, but I think that's quantum leaping. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. But, yeah. What does the new you deserve? Set goals. Set big, scary goals. You want a new car? Just the same way that you believe that you could be a new person and you took that desire and you put in actions to plan it, right? You were persistent in that planning and you became that through your own imagination. Put that same energy, that same formula into a goal. Okay, I want a new car. What's it called? Lexus 270 with the gas motor in the back with the extra follicular lurker in the engine. Whatever car you want, I'm telling you. Give your new person that gift for doing so well. Meaning, show up completely for yourself. What do I have to do to get this Lexus follicular car? What do I have to do? Well, my job won't get it. I tell you that. So, girl, you know what we're doing? We're getting a new job. You hear that, inner child? We're getting a new job. I don't know how, I don't know who, I don't know where, but we are getting it. And I am saying it. That is a decision I'm making. That is a desire I want. So I will do it. And that's the persistent. Now imagine yourself in that new car. Now you're feeling okay. Me in that new car. All right. That's meant for me. I feel right. That's meant for me. That's exactly what I need. And now be persistent with that timing and the ideas will start flowing out. Okay, what do I do? Okay. And then whenever your idea comes out, however little or however large, you need to work on that idea. You need to put that idea into action because you truly never know what is going to be it. You truly never know what is going to be it. You know? Like some people are like, I'm going to sell shark slides. I don't know if you remember in like 2021, 2022, They had a bunch of people with shark slides at one point. They were really popular on social media platforms, but somebody had the idea to sell that first. Something so simple, dropship shark slides. Everybody was wearing it. Imagine how much money that person made. That person probably has like 7,000 Lexus for licklers. They probably have like 7,000 of them at this point. And you being persistent with learning that new pattern of desire, persistence, imagination, working, planning, working. That's the formula right there. Fully believe in that formula and let it rewire your brain chemistry. Let it become you, because it works. And once you've let it become you, now you are driving with your eyes closed. That's you. This is how you move. This is how you work. It's nothing new to you. You know? It's absolutely nothing new to you. So, it's muscle memory. Muscle memory. And at that point, you just live your life. Set that goal, work really hard to achieve it. Set another goal, work really hard to achieve it. And it's like once you get to the second thing, you're living a blessing right now. If you've done the work and you've prayed, you've manifested, and you've gotten to where you are with this inner peace, you understand. And that's what it's going to feel like when you get to the next goal. You've done the work, you've prayed, you've done the inner peace, and you understand that you deserve it. You deserve it, baby. So, yeah. Vision yourself at a perfect future. Perfectly perfect for you, because you've done the work and you deserve it.